They gave me so much shit for not being able to use the microphone. I was vindicated. Hey everybody, how's it going?
Yeah!
An open bar near it, so any of y'all get drunk and get pissed at me, please don't throw drinks at me. You can just buy them. So, how's everyone doing? I've had a pretty shit week, honestly. You know, hard times to be a Purdue student. Purdue is kind of going through a Kanye arc right now. You know what I mean? I mean, all sorts of crazy shit has been happening, and our reputation is absolutely fucked, right? I mean, just look at the housing thing, right? You see articles in the newspaper about how there's 8 men living in the same quote-unquote dorm room for months on end. And then you have a student getting murdered, and the only thing the university president can talk about is like crime statistics. Not a good look, Mitch. Then you have the whole sexual assault thing. I really like that one because the justification they gave is that she was not sexually assaulted, she was sexually exploited, which I think is great. I think we should extend that logic to other things, right? So let's say you're illegally pulled over by a police officer who has, let's say, racially questionable motivations, right? Would you describe that as a cop assaulting you or exploiting you? Can you tell the officer, "Officer, I feel abused"? Won't work. All right, I'll move on to these claps because I can tell that y'all really like this subject. Speaking of Kanye, I don't know what the fuck this man is doing. He went from like building geodesic domes in Zimbabwe to hating Jewish people. That's pretty fucking insane. I decided to listen to an interview and hear from the horse's mouth what the fuck he was going on about. So I went onto YouTube, right, and I found an hour and 50-minute long podcast. You know on YouTube when people divide it up into sections, you can see in the little timeline which section is which? The first section was from 0 minutes to 4 minutes and 39 seconds, introduction. The second section was for like another 3 minutes, music industry. And then from 7 minutes and 49 seconds to an hour and 41 minutes, the Holocaust. How do you talk about the Holocaust for an hour on a podcast? The host was Joe Rogan, by the way. Have you ever seen a man that looks more like a human thumb? I have. His name's Alex Jones. Alex Jones is an individual who has spent the last 10 years getting progressively fatter, progressively balder, and progressively deeper in debt to the Sandy Hook families. But he was recently outed for his pornography preferences. He was having a live stream when it was on his phone. He flipped through his tabs, and an eagle-eyed viewer noticed a certain video open in one of his tabs. The video was titled, "Naughty T-Babe Relieved of Cock Hunger," which I love because Alex Jones is one of the biggest anti-trans advocates on the fucking planet. That's insane, right? Imagine beating off to the people that you want to discriminate. That would be like Mike Pence saying his daughter shouldn't be allowed to drive. I don't get it, man. And the funny thing about that is that it's like the least offensive porn title that's ever been made, right? Y'all have seen the horrific shit people are willing to put in the titles of pornos. I can't actually use the slurs, but just imagine like, racially motivated sexual act. It's not. I think we should update the way we title porns to be more modern in how we want to discriminate against people. For example, politician tells Latina woman to go back where she came from, sexually, right? We need to innovate. Or you could, just say, hot lady gets fucked. You don't need racism to get off. At least if you're normal. Did y'all hear that Amazon is coming out with a crazy new update for the Alexa? This is insane, right? They are offering a service where they can recreate the voice of a recently deceased loved one. I'm not making this up. They had a cool-ass fucking presentation. They had like Steve Jobs, but Amazon come out and say, "Listen, here's a video demonstration of our exciting new feature." And this little Billy, tears streak down his face, coming home from the funeral. "Alexa, can you have Grandma finish reading me The Wizard of Oz?" And then the Alexa goes, "Sure thing, Billy. Now having Grandma finish reading you The Wizard of Oz." What the fuck? I don't want to hear my dead grandma coming out of an Alexa. At least, I don't want to hear it if you're not going to go all the way. if you are going to reanimate my dead relatives in an Alexa, they need to be accurate to what they were like in life. I'll give you an example. Alexa, can you have my mother finish reading me The Wizard of Oz? Sure thing. Now having your mother finish reading you The Wizard of Oz. You are just like your father! If you keep this up, I'm disowning you! You know? Or like, what about this, okay? Alexa, can you finish reading me The Wizard of Oz with my father's voice? Sure. By the way, are you interested in purchasing a 39-pack of condoms?
What? What's going on with the speaker?
Did I yell too hard?
No, it's just being fucky.
Okay. You can keep making jokes though.
Yeah, you're good.
Alexa, can you have my father finish reading me The Wizard of Oz? Sure. By the way, are you interested in purchasing a 39-pack of condoms? Sure. I'm sorry. They should use it to They should use Pavlovian conditioning with your relatives to get you to buy shit. Okay, hear me out. What if they used celebrity voices, right? Alexa, can you have my favorite music artist recommend what music to listen to? And it's just, hey yo, the Jews, they're building space lasers. Pete Davidson fucked my wife. I don't fucking know. Anyway, thank you guys so much.
Hello? Why is the mic being please? Be my friend. Alright. Hi. I what the fuck? Hello? There we go. So, sad for all of you, I didn't write anything funny this week, but I thought that I'd use this opportunity to display my other passion in life, which is writing. I love writing other things that aren't comedy. So, if you'll excuse me, if you'll settle in, I have a story for you. One night a year, a sultry tale. It was singles night at 10 White Guys Bar and Grill, and it was clear the owner, bartender, bouncer, waiter, and tax attorney, Jorge Mexican last name, had gone the extra mile for tonight. After all, the circus was in town, and after a full week of attempting. Yeah, you want to come and fuck with this? I'll use my theater skills and I'll speak from the chest. After a full week of attempting to prevent their sugar-fueled crotch goblins from getting abducted by a 40-year-old man who loves elephant ears and the black market organ trade, of course parents are going to want a place to get sloshed. But I didn't have any children to lament. Really, I was just hoping to end the night in an apartment less trapped than mine. When I was younger, I dreamed of marrying someone successful. Now, I'll settle for a one-night stand with someone who isn't currently on amphetamines. The clock reads 11:59. And in enters the agent of chaos. In enters the agents of chaos themselves, the circus freaks. They were all dressed in carnival attire, but that didn't mean it was difficult to tell which attraction they were responsible for. A man built like a Greek statue with a stupid curly mustache was your strong man. A group of 20 similarly built men still getting out of the Volkswagen Beetle they drove here in were clowns. And one of them was just a fucking lion. I bet he had a fate. And the remaining outcasts, in filed the remaining outcasts until one in particular grabbed my attention. They had the body of an acrobat. Muscular but lean, with a face that screamed, 7 out of 10. Just what I'm looking for. Out of my league, but still achievable. It was at this point I needed to ask myself if sleeping in a circus tent was worth it, just so I could get my rocks off. No doubt. Before I could agree with myself, I was already asking Jorge for a favor. Jorge, we go way back. Please, I need some assistance, I asked. What? I've only known you for 2 weeks, and you're supposed to be working, he said Mexically. He had me there. I was supposed to be tending to the bar, and the line of less than sober parents asking for the bar signature drink, White Man's Guilt, was growing by the minute. As I leapt over the counter, the crushing weight of defeat was growing on my employee-issued outfit of jockstrap, nipple tassels, and a bow tie. But like a clear stream of water washing over a waterboarding victim, I was drowning in the gaze of the 7 and 10 who had caught my eye. Their gaze had inspired me with motivation. I was so inspired that I could easily make 1,000 white men guilty. After 3 hours of taking money from children's college funds and having what felt like $500 in singles in the axe of my G-string, I took my chance. As a bartender, I felt obligated to bring a drink, but I'd be damned if Jorge was going to do me any favors. So I grabbed the cheapest bottle of tequila we had. Jorge ran everything, maybe using the drink from his motherland would run the game of love. The acrobat had been waiting, watching me work the whole 3 hours. I wasn't sure whether to be flattered or get a restraining order. But Jorge had always said that keeping a customer waiting was the worst thing you could do. I sat down, some shots as they bit their lip. I bit my lip. They bit their other lip. God, they had so many lips. 3 shots and a few vicious tongue battles later, it was clear where the night was headed. It was so hot and heavy that even my nipple tassels were erect. I was going to be, it's fucked up again, alright. I was going to be spending the night in a tent and I didn't even mind. I clock out early, give Jorge my regards as he gazes upon me with a dull Latin fury. Much less of an ay caramba and much more of an ay Dios mío. With my employment status in limbo, I run off to the circus with my bar-bound lover. And that is the end of chapter 1. Please, if forever books are sold. Bye. Yeah.
Like the corn.
Fix it, fix it, fix it.
No. Turns out just like
We have 2 CS majors up here. I'm sure one of them will be able to get it done. My major is in like electronic engineering. I should do this, but I'm not. I think it's much funnier if I don't. Wow,
how about that airplane
intro?
Yeah, how about that airplane food? Yeah.
That guy knows what's up. I do enjoy
Like the plane. There we go.
Hey, EJ!
Now we
You know the bats are actually Batman's greatest fear?
Fuck you!
That's
Tells that
crazy.
joke all the fucking time. It's just one joke.
Funny.
What? That's crazy. That'd be like if my superhero name.
I think we have some really high quality equipment here.
What is this a reference?
Josh, is it just a budget and a speaker?
I can hear these.
You know the bats are actually Batman's greatest fear? Oh,
Yeah.
like my superhero.
Alright, so, where's the projector for the next one?
Just fucking shout.
I guess we're fucking shouting. It wouldn't be a PSUCC Mic if it wasn't scuffed as hell.
Alright, our next comedian is someone who hopefully has a loud voice. Please give a warm welcome to Aiden.
Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. I will power through this set. I've had a sore throat for worse reasons. Greek life makes no sense to me. I'm not against it. I just don't understand it. And I've been learning more about it from my friends. And apparently they rank sororities and fraternities. And they use different metrics. One of those metrics is GPA. And I don't understand, because imagine this, your name is Tyler, you've been depressed about it for 13 years. It's 6 p.m. on a Thursday. You've just woken up. Put your wife beater on. Snap back. Your Christian tank top. Your Christian, what do they call it, necklace? You've never been to Mass. You've just woken up and you need to know where you're going to get fucked up. Alpha Beta Gamma is throwing, but why would you go there? Their average GPA is a 2.8. They're not going to stimulate you intellectually. They're probably just trying to get the beer pong ball into the cup. They're not even mentioning the stock market. You need to better yourself. Speaking of bettering yourself, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been in the news recently. I hear it. She makes me feel ashamed because she doesn't even have to write comedy, and the shit that comes out of her mouth is already hilarious. There was an attack recently on Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband. The man is 82 years old.
Ooh.
And Marjorie's only response to the attack was, "You should have been a gun owner." I solve all my problems like that. I want to see that fight so bad, because the attacker was on drugs.
Aiden.
You got a microphone?
Possibly.
Because the attacker was on drugs. I want to see that fight so bad. And in the right corner, we have Paul. Paul is 82, loves bingo, and his assault rifle is loaded and surprisingly legal. In the left corner, we have David. David is 42, likes cocaine, and is currently on cocaine. But then they just go at it. Marjorie Taylor Greene's thought process is, problem. Can I shoot it? No. Can I deep fry it? No. Goddamn liberals. Y'all ever think there's a man in the sun too? But we haven't found it because people only look at the moon long enough to look it in the eyes. It makes me sad. I was a priest for Halloween. Any surprising the things that people will say?
Hello. Ooh, it works.
Thank you. It's surprising the things that people will say to you when they think you're a priest. I had one person come up to me, never met this person before, and said, "Father, can I confess my sins?" Sure. I've had sex before marriage. That was obvious, but I'm like, yes, that's a pretty cool sin, you are forgiven. And then as they're leaving, they turn back to me and go, "Sometimes it was in the butt though." I'm like, I don't know your first name. This is not Christian. Nancy Pelosi would not approve. But it got me thinking about how I'm not cool. I mean, my dad was right. I saw a poster, and it's like, it's not too late to get vaccinated against herpes. And the first thing I thought was, I wish I was cool enough to get herpes. Yeah. Just see a dude walking around, face is all red, itchy everywhere. That man has it all. He's like, I should have read the poster. It's unbearable. That's my set.
Damn. My God. If you're gonna ask me, at least pronounce my last name right, Jesus. Oh man, it's been a day, right? I used to work at like a swim camp, like a summer swim camp, right? And I gotta say, you know how like people in essays or something that are trying to like trump up their resume, they're just like, you know, I was gonna teach the kids, but the kids really taught me. You know what they did? They told me that kids are fucking stupid, man. Like, holy shit. Like one of our jobs was going through and making sure that the kids didn't kill each other in the locker room as they were getting in and out of the pool. I can't tell you how many literal dick measuring contests I had to stop. And it was like the same 4 kids too. Like, did they expect it to change? Or were they like, be like, I had a bigger growth spurt today? Or like the conversations that they'd have as they were someone got a notification, didn't they? Anyway. And so one kid just turns to another and just goes, so how did Michael Jackson die? And the other kid, just cool as a cucumber, just absolute baller, just goes, car crash. And I'm just like, yep, car crash, yep, don't do drugs. What's drugs? Shut the fuck up. Or like, I'm standing outside the locker room one day, and all of a sudden I just hear, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? They're shoving each other into lockers, but like, it's consensual. They're like, come on, Zahina, you can fit. As they're like all pushing together like a rowing team, like it's a science experiment. But like, watching them actually bully each other is my favorite thing. Because like, when a 6-year-old walks up to me and calls me a poopy head, I have to pretend like that's a slur. It's my favorite thing. But the thing is like, my ego was absolutely destroyed by a kid that age. And they weren't even trying. It was just this little girl. She walks up to me and she just goes, are you having a baby or are you just eating too much food? It was a genuine question, completely innocent, which makes it worse. And so the thing is, I don't even have time to respond. She just fucking walks away and just leaves me there. And the thing is, like, kids that age are my favorite when they're that innocent, because you can teach them so many things. Like, I've noticed that parents nowadays with kids those age, like, they try to manifest like manners really early. I've been trying to undo that. Where like, there was a point I was just working with like kids that age, right? And so one of them, we're in like a fierce political argument, right, about snack time. And so we're going in it, right? Just absolute will you shut up man presidential debate. And so it's getting to a point where I'm getting fed up with this little libertarian, right? And so all of a sudden I just go, hey kid, blew his fucking mind. Like his parents hadn't taught him that, his other classmates hadn't taught him that, and so instead, right, he just starts doing that to all the other kids, all of my coworkers, my boss, and his mother. And they're like, hey Timmy, where'd you learn that? Or like the games that they come up with that they think are fun. Like, this was the same day, right? And so I'm surrounded by a bunch of other kids that age. And so they thought it was a really fun game to walk up to me and pretend to die. And so, like, this wasn't just one kid being nuts. No, this was the whole class. There were like a good 15 kids around me. My boss comes in, and there's just a bunch of kids unconscious all around me. Just no explanation, just walks away. And like, I see where they get this weirdness, right? Because I see their parents. Am I out of town or 1 minute? Perfect. And I see their parents, right? As they get dropped off. And so there's this one dad that I remember. Imagine like an abuser, but like nice about it. He's wearing a white beater and he's got like an I with her logo on it. Or like, yeah, he's just got like a car with a license plate that just says race. Like, he's either really into NASCAR or just doesn't know what kind of discrimination to do. Or like, he's got a 5 o'clock shadow, just like 3 p.m. Like, just don't know how to interpret that, just like I don't know how to finish this set. So, DB, you want to take this one?
I feel a little nervous being up here. This is only my second time doing this thing, but it's a really good thing that I did so well in speech class in school. However, there was one class I was never really that good at. It was history. I couldn't remember pretty much that shit from that class, but I do know someone who can memorize pretty much everything, and that's my sister. In fact, she's
No, it's not. No, you need to hold it closer. Bring it closer.
like this. Can you hear me now? Okay. So my sister was really good at history. In fact, so good at it, she decided to make that her whole college career. And one thing that she was always very interested in were the presidents. Okay, so basically the entirety of the American history leading up from its inception up until modern day, except she's just obsessed with a bunch of really old white guys, which, I mean, I can kind of understand. So, she was telling me about this fact that she had heard of the other day, considering the fact that Andrew Jackson, our country's 7th president, was in 103 duels. That's a lot of times you hated somebody so much, you just looked at them and said that you have to fucking die. It's either you or me. And this got me curious. So I decided to go searching for a few other fun facts about Mr. Andrew Jackson, and what I found was fucking astounding. Okay, so I found out that this man was the first recipient of an assassination attempt. Both of the guys' guns misfired, probably because they'd be afraid of what he'd do to them. And then he proceeded to beat his assailant into the ground and then erect a statue of himself in the plaza where it happened. A little bit narcissistic if you ask me. But that was hardly the worst thing he did. And honestly, it makes me wonder. I think we should make a movie out of this guy. No, okay, hear me out. I have a few ideas for some titles, okay? We got Old Hickory, you know, we got American Fortitude, and my personal favorite, Beauty and the Trail of Tears. I think that'd be really fun to do. Yeah. Oh, funny story. So I decided to do a genealogy test a few weeks ago, all right, and what came back was hardly surprising. It was around 50% British and 50% Scottish, which makes a lot of sense to me, and it kind of makes me wonder, is that why I hate myself? Because both sides are constantly at war the entire time. And it was really funny, because for a while I dated this Filipina girl, alright? And it was really going great, things were awesome, but it got me wondering if when she was choking me during sex, if she was secretly calling it reparations. And you know, I wonder if she was just like, oh, how's it feel to be occupied now, bitch? While she would just like fucking knuckle deep. Yeah, good times. Yeah. My dating life is honestly not going that great, considering I got ghosted like 3 times just trying to make things work. But I did find out from a friend today that Bumble not only has a relationship option in matching with people, but also that you have a friendship and a business option. So it kind of makes me wonder if I can go on and match with Starbucks on Bumble and flirt with the person behind it, and then just like think of it as an honest mistake. Yeah, you guys are very energetic today. Yeah. Honestly, that's pretty much all I got. So thank you.
Yeah.
Will!
Yeah. Let's go, Will.
What's going on? How are we?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I'm from Northern Virginia. I'm told people who have seen my sets before know that I'm from Northern Virginia. It's kind of my spiel. Like, it's the only part of my personality. White boy from Northern Virginia. But in case of you have forgotten, Virginia is in the South. There is Northern Virginia, and then there's the rest of Virginia. There's Northern Virginia, which voted for Hillary Clinton by an astounding 16 percentage points, and then there's the South, right? We were driving down to North Carolina, and I had a bet with my mom, over under 5 times we saw the Confederate flag. We mashed the over so goddamn hard. Like, it cranked into double digits before we reached Rhode Island. But, so, I've been, you know, there's been kind of like a yassification, to use the current term of the South recently, you know, that it's like all pretty in the summertime, what have you. And my sister was like, yeah, Will, you know, the South is so pretty. I was like, Mary, if the South had its way, you wouldn't be able to vote, all right? I hate to break it to you, but, you know, and now for the greatest transition in the history of comedy. Talking about sororities. So I was at a sorority event yesterday, supporting the kids, woohoo, you know, Riley, and I saw every single one of them looked the same. I kid you not, it was a cloning factory. Like Kappa 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 had like 120 brunettes run out, do a flip in sequence, and then run off. And then they were followed by jack dudes from like Gamma Gamma Gamma, I don't freaking know. And then they were all like, we like drinking beer. Like, yeah, okay. I'm not sure if you should form a secret society about that, because that's how sororities and fraternities were started. They were secret societies to help the world. How? Like, I get you do some charity work, but the most work you're doing is getting absolutely shit-faced on a Friday night and then not understanding social cues. But, you know, so... all right, that's it, I'm done.
Is Mike working again? Okay. Hi, this is my first time being here and doing this, but I am a white male, which means I have utter confidence going into everything that I fucking do. So we're gonna keep that energy going. That's a lie. I have earned confidence in one thing. I'm an RA over in Hillbrand Hall, my second year doing it.
Get it closer to your mouth so we can hear you better.
And when I applied to be an RA, I knew that I was gonna fucking rock it. Because you go to these information sessions and they teach you like, it's community building, you're gonna connect with your residents. That's not it at fucking all. The only thing you really need to do is know how to deal with stupid people. And really that means it. And I learned that I could deal with stupid people very, very well my freshman year of high school. Because you see, my freshman year of high school, for some reason, was a threshold of adulthood in a lot of people's minds. So what do? You go and party. Except this is a weird party. They always say like, the first time you do alcohol, or the weed needles, or whatever you do it in a safe environment where you know you're not going to get hurt. And the kids didn't listen to that, but the parents did. So it's New Year's Eve, and I get a text from my friend saying, hey, my parents are going to get us fucked up tonight. I'm like, that sounds weird, like mentally? Are they like going to abuse you? And like, no, they bought us a bunch of alcohol, you want to come over? And I went, that's a weird thing, but okay. I am 14 at this time. I just turned 21, and I have not started drinking yet, and it's because of this experience. I go over there at around 10 p.m. Now, I'm already resolved, I'm not going to be the one to drink. I'm going to be the one taking care of all these assholes who I know are already getting turned. Their little 14-year-old bodies going, shots! It's fucking awful. However, I'm 14. Up until this point, my bedtime has been 9:30, and it's already past that. I'm gonna be like, all right, don't worry guys, I'm gonna protect you. We're all gonna be good, I'm gonna make sure nothing happens to you. 30 minutes later, passed out on the couch. I wake up, it is 12:30 a.m., New Year's Day, I think like 2017 or something like that, and it is utter chaos. One of my friends, his name is Sam, a little neat dude, he's over in the corner, literally crying. And I go, Sam, what's wrong? And he goes, Ben, you don't know how bad it's been. They're in the trees. What do you mean they're in the trees? He goes, they're in the trees. I'm like, explain yourself. He's like, I can't just go outside. I'm like, okay. We were in the basement, I go up outside. Sure enough, these fuckers are in the trees. I see two of them, like hanging from branches, like spider monkeys. And then, what's most impressive of all, I see my friend Joel, who is like me. He has ticks. We are large people, we accept that. But he was near the top of the tree, and I'm like, oh my god. He's gonna die if he falls. I have to get these people down. So about 30 minutes of wrangling these children, actual children, down from the trees, and I start doing a head count. I'm like, okay, there's 1, there's 2, don't fucking touch me, you're gonna throw up on you. There's 3, wait, where's the 4th one? Where's Clayton? And they go, what do you mean Clayton? He's Spider-Man. What the fuck do you mean he's Spider-Man? And I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy because there was like a 250-pound child up in a tree about to fall, and I had to save a life. It was like something out of The Shining. There's 3 of them there. They point across the street, and I see up on the roof of the building. Sure enough, there's my friend Clayton in a Spider-Man onesie doing the fucking pose like and I think he's just been watching me. So of course I go over there and I'm like, Clayton, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, Ben, I'm Spider-Man. I protect this city. Look, this is fucking rural Indiana. This is not a city under any circumstances. You're on top of a farmhouse. Nothing ever happens. It's like, Ben, I have to do this. It's my destiny. Like, fuck, I can't use logic with this man. I need to use comic book logic. And so I go, no, Spider-Man, it's me, your Uncle Ben. Which is my actual name. He goes, Uncle Ben? I'm like, yes, I want you to come down and be safe. I'm still alive. So this is a two-story farmhouse. He climbs down, it's like an enclosed porch with a roof. And I'm slowly coaxing him down, like, Aunt May's here, like, we're all gonna be good. But the way he steps down, he gets back into the pose, and I can see something shift in his eyes, like a demonic possession. His eyes go like black, and he goes, I'm Spider-Man. And so he leaps off the porch and into my arms. And so I catch him, and he's like 120 pounds soaking wet, not that big of a hit. But we still hit the ground, and I don't get up for a couple seconds, not because I'm knocked out, because I'm just fucking done with these people. So he gets up, and he's like, Ben! No, I killed Uncle Ben! I'm not Spider-Man, I'm the robber. All right, thank you.
Yeah, woo!
How we doing? I'm doing good. Hear me all right? I got a job at Jimmy John's recently. I'm a delivery driver. And a couple weeks ago, I had to deliver a catering order to the Black Engineer Society in Purdue. Me walking into that room was probably how they feel walking into engineering classes. It's like, I promise I belong here. I had this one order from an older woman a couple weeks ago. I went to deliver it to her. She opens the door, and I'm just hit with a wave of this cat piss stench. Fine, I'm just gonna get the money and go. And she pulls out a 10-gallon Home Depot bucket full of coins, tells me to hold open this Ziploc bag, and then pours coins into the bag. And so I take the coins back to my car and back to the restaurant. And then I had an awesome fucking night at the strip club. Just flicking coins at strip clubs. It was the best. They try to dodge them, but I'm faster than they are. It's November. Anybody here doing No Nut November? Yeah! A couple people, yeah? I'm not. I'm a vegetarian who doesn't like beans. How else am I supposed to get my protein? I am doing No Shave November though, which is really just a fun excuse to not take care of myself for a month. There's trade-offs though, right? Because if I do No Shave November, then my girlfriend does No Eating My Ass November. People get a little squeamish when I talk about butt stuff on stage. I'll just say this. I feel the way about buttholes the same way that I feel about Lego stores. I'm not going to ask about it, but if you ask me if I want to go in, I'm going to get excited. I mixed up my cock ring and my mood ring a couple days ago. I found out my penis is clinically depressed. We have a lot in common, actually. I feel small and insignificant. He is small and insignificant. I try to be funny. He looks kind of funny. I have a hard time getting up in the morning. He has a hard time getting up at all. Oh, I got a new conditioner for my hair a couple weeks ago. And this conditioner is the best conditioner I've ever used. My hair was so soft afterward. So I went and I Googled this brand, and it turns out there's a controversy. This brand tests their conditioner on baby monkeys. People are pissed. Why? It's a great fucking conditioner. I bet those baby monkeys feel fresh as fuck. Like, you ever seen the nature shows where the monkeys are all like oily and matted? Not those monkeys. That sounds like a sweet gig, just getting massaged with hair care products all day. But then I kept reading and I found out that some of the tests are actually kind of cruel. Like, they drop the conditioner in the monkey's eyes to see how bad the reaction is. That's pretty fucked up. But as I'm watching this like secret PETA video of this monkey screaming and crying, I rub my hand through my hair and feel how soft it is. It's worth it. I
don't support animal abuse, but if I have to drop kick a monkey for my hair to feel this good, I'm drop kicking a monkey. You guys have been great. I'm Jacob Stout. Thank you.
All right, one more time for the monkey kicker. Our next comedian is Cole Tower. Give it up, ladies and germs.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before. Thanks for coming out, guys. I'm used to doing this for 3 guys in bars and still smoke inside, so I'm pretty happy. Little confession, I own this exact same shirt in 13 different colors. It's the only make and model I like. 2017 Aeropostale Husky. I think it's because I'm this weird size right between medium and large. When I gotta buy a medium shirt, I gotta squeeze in. Look like my girlfriend's suitcase before 72 hours in Miami. She's gotta sit on me to zip me shut. But if I wear a large, just like that one time I accidentally grabbed Magnum condoms. Tiny winner joke for the crowd. I'm in grad school and I hate it. I used to have this motivation because of my deep passion for science. But now the only thing that gets me out of bed is gas station Delta 8 pens. Whenever I tell people I'm still in school, they always say the same thing and I hate it. They always say, oh, I hated school, you must be smart. And that makes me feel so awkward, it makes me feel weird. So to be polite, I always ask back, if I'm so smart, why do I owe Chase Bank $118,000? A little bit less of a joke, more of a fact. People just coming in, this is not a stand-up comedy show, this is actually game show trivia. First question, what does Cole owe Chase Bank? $83,000, $118,000, or a written apology, because they're never going to see 1 penny of that money. The only thing I like about grad school is knowing my dad loves me more than my sister. The joke never does well. Let's get the other notes.
Do you want me to move 2 minutes? Do you want me to move?
This is one really, really funny comedians.
Do you want me to move? Sure.
I'm in grad school for chemistry, and whenever I tell people that, they always say, I hated chemistry. And that makes me really sad, because it's what I do every day. You telling me you hate chemistry is like me saying, I hate Central American history to a White Castle manager. Hey, grad school because it makes me feel old, but not good old. It makes me feel like 2004 Ford Mustang old. Like I've been through a lot, but all I have to show for it is a beat up body and a vague smell of cigarettes. I love college though. I like the work hard, play hard philosophy of it. Stay up all night, study for an exam, take the test, go home every single night, round up all your boys, shower together with flip-flops on. You guys do that here? Our dorms were so shitty though. I could always hear my neighbors having sex through the vents. And it wasn't until I moved out that I realized if I could hear them through the vents, that means they could hear me run and press my ear against the wall every time. I'll end on that. Thanks a lot, guys.
How's everybody doing tonight? Doing good. Don't you hate it when people ask you that question? How are you doing? You get asked that question every single day. You got asked that today, probably. What do you do when you get asked that question? You lie. You lie. You say, I'm good. I'm good every single day. Nothing bad ever happens. But you can always tell how someone's doing, like, based off what they answer. Like, if they're going pretty well, they'll say, yeah, I'm great. If they're not doing so hot, they'll say, I'm okay. And then some people say, I'm fine. When someone says they're fine, everything is not fine. That person is drowning in misery. You should give them a hug. I'm actually just up here to tell you to stop saying, how's it going to people. You just don't want to hear it, alright? And if you do get asked that question, just answer truthfully. All right? Just say, yeah, I'm doing awful. Like, what do you want me? Like, they asked you how you are doing. Someone asks how you're doing. You say, yeah, well, I failed the test. My butthole was really itchy. I have no idea why. Just tell the truth. And by the way, the less you know the person who's asking, the funnier it is. Like one time I was the first person to show up to recitation, so it was just me and the TA. So the TA just foolishly tries to start talking to me. She's like, oh, what's your name? Oh, I'm Landon. Yeah, so how are you doing? How am I doing? I'm just trying to not think about killing myself. And you know what? It totally worked. Because that TA did not talk to me for the entire semester. We're all liars. Everyone. We lie most on social media too. You know? Yeah. Like it's always like your vacation. First of all, I personally don't care about your vacation. I'm sorry. It's cool you get to travel. I just don't care. And I don't care because you only show the good stuff about your vacation. You know, it's always the cruise, the beach. I want to see an Instagram story of you getting second-degree sunburn because your dumbass forgot to put on sunscreen. That's what I like to see. And the most fake social media is anyone? LinkedIn. How many of you guys here have LinkedIn? Oh, we got a couple. Okay, quite a few, yeah. Do not connect with me, by the way. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what LinkedIn is, just imagine Twitter, but it only has people who have only had sex missionary positions. There's no sexual diversity with these people who post. They're always telling you about a great opportunity that you don't want. There's never a great opportunity that starts with the words great opportunity. These are not the people you want to be with. I swear to God, my dream is to make so much money that one day I can just go on LinkedIn and tell the truth. Say, hey, I have diarrhea today. That's how I'm going to end off my career. Alright, you kick me off. Thank you guys.
Thank you. I got 3 things I want to talk about. That wasn't funny. I don't know what part of that was funny. That was not a forehead on the table joke. That was an introduction. I have 3 things I want to talk about. I'll talk about ghosts. I'll talk about the sandwich shop I went to. And I want to talk about a fraternity I did not go to. We're going to start off with the ghosts. See, people always say that ghosts, they're not real. They treat you like you're stupid if you think they are. Right? But if you think about it, we're surrounded by the voices of the dead. I gotta eat it more?
Yeah, good boy.
Whoa! Now all of the kids in the lobby can hear us talk about pornography. This is my grandfather's tape recorder. He gave it to me as a gift so I could record these and listen back to them. My phone doesn't do that. So that was a good gift. But you see ghosts, right? We're surrounded by the voices of the dead if you think about it. You ever watch a TV show?
Yeah.
Many of you have. You ever watch a TV show? Oh, everyone on that show is dead if it's old enough. And God forbid, if they're not dead, they're a pedophile now. Shout out to Drake and Josh. Sometimes I watch a show I really like, I look at the person and I'm like, oh, thank God they're dead. Because the alternative is being attracted to children. But you know, people always say, they always say, if I die, and if there's any way I can contact you from the world beyond ours, I will, I'll try and talk to you guys.
But talking to people after you're dead, it is not that hard. In fact, it's as easy as talking into a microphone, dying, and pressing play. Okay. Wait a minute. Maybe it's not that easy, I don't know. Ghost doctor. I like eating at small businesses. It's like an open mic for chefs. I went to a sandwich shop in Delphi, and the name of the place was Sandwich Shop. That's humorous. You want to judge him at first, but my name is Sam. I shared him with 1 in 5 people, so when it comes to names, I don't really have a lot of ground to make fun of people, And whenever you leave a small business, right, they want to leave you with like that personal touch, make you remember them. Like, hey, was it your first time? Oh yeah. How was it? It was pretty good. That's a lie. It never is. Like, all right, well, see you next time. No, you won't. I always say that to be, warm and endearing, but whenever they say that, it actually comes off as ominous and foreboding. We'll see you next time. I'm not coming back to this establishment. Where will we meet again? That one was not funny either. This is a problem, folks. And the whole point is that people laugh. Here we go. This is gonna get you guys. I tried to join Triangle Frat. You ever heard of Triangle Frat? I think you might have. I tried to join Triangle Frat. Yeah. I tried to join Triangle Frat. I got a bid from them and everything, and I almost got in. The problem is, I failed the entrance exam. The entrance exam, which to craft a sedative out of any 3 given ingredients. It's a very difficult entrance exam, and I failed. That's why it's Triangle Frat. I tried to join because I was a fan of Pythagoras and triangles with the 3 ingredients you use. You ever see those Stand With Survivor banners at sorority houses? You ever see those Stand With Survivor banners at frat houses? I don't like that. Aren't you the people who do that? That'd be like if the prison inmates put up a banner that says, "We stand with victims of crime." No, you don't. Where does this story go? You guys read about that whole Nancy Rowe thing? I got like 30 seconds, so here's my take on that. If faculty here really cared about consent, maybe instead of giving a rapist an English assignment, they take away that magical potion that makes girls want to have sex with you. Because they gave them a 10-page paper, they called it a day. That's not how you handle that situation. The only thing that could have made that worse was if they expelled the victim. I'm gonna expel myself, I'm done.
To start off with, there's been a little too many essay jokes for my liking tonight. I think we should go back to the days when men talked about important things like war and bombs. Anyone else like bombs? My name's Pandora. I'm not in my usual attire today. Oh my god. Who is stealing my thunder? Knock it off! Sorry. I'm not in my usual attire today because I went to the water park today and I didn't have time to get changed. So, and also for those of you who know me, today is my parents' anniversary. You guys probably knew that already. So, I'm gonna get a video of you guys singing the anniversary song, okay? So, you all know how it goes, right? Yeah! Follow my lead, okay? Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to your mom and dad. Happy anniversary. I want to solo, guys. Be quiet. To you. Clap. To you. Another thing I wanted to tell you guys about is I've actually quit smoking this past week. I moved on to bigger and better things. I'll show you. Actually, I'm not going to show you. It's called Nicorette gum. Cinnamon flavor, 10 milligrams. Anyone have any for me to borrow? Anyone? No? Okay. Can someone hold the mic for me for a second? I'm kind of... Thanks, sorry. It helps with the cravings. Is this a strawberry milk? Is this a strawberry milk in my pocket, or are you guys just excited to see me? That's okay, this helps with the cravings. But thank you anyway. Okay. Can you take this? Thanks. I feel so much better now. I feel like a new woman. So another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm a middle child. I have 2 brothers. A lot of people say that middle children are attention deprived. I don't think that I am, but I've been reflecting on it, and my whole life I've had this really big urge to break my arm. I really want, I want my arm to be broken, I want a purple cast, and I want people to sign it in silver marker. Does anyone else want a broken arm too, ever? You want one? You want a broken arm? What color? What color? Not purple? Oh. The only reason why I don't break my arm is because if you have a broken arm, you can't go to the water park. And also, I love to go to the water park, and my favorite rides are probably the toilet bowl or the drop slide. Anyone else? Anyone else? I really like the drop slide, but the first time I rode it, I got too scared. I got too scared and I lost control. And it dropped from under me and I didn't know what to do, and I tried to catch myself with my arms, but it was too fast, it was too strong, and I didn't know what to do. And I got whiplash. And my mom had to give me baths for a month because I couldn't get out of the bathtub on my own. So, and another thing is that I was gonna wear my Halloween costume tonight, but because I couldn't go out for Halloween because I was at the water park. So I think that's all. If you guys want to come up to me after the show, you can rate me on a scale of 1 to 10 attractiveness and also smash or pass. So, is that okay? Can you do that? Everyone? Woo!
Hey y'all. I do share Pandora's view and that there's been a lot of offensive jokes tonight. Like I'm coming up here like, how much time do I have? How much time do I have? I need to make fun of a racial group. Like right now. I have to. I just can't. I can't not do it. On a different topic, I have a condition called depersonalization derealization disorder. The thing that it affects is like my memory. I go into what I call fugue states in which I can't remember anything once I leave. So a lot of times I'll like get in the car and suddenly I am at a nondescript whorehouse in Chicago. With like built-in fast travel, it's amazing. Sometimes I really like it because it's just fun to see where I end up. But one time I did it when I was driving home from Chicago and I woke up in Gary, Indiana. I always question why people don't like Gary. Like I grew up about 20 minutes, 30 minutes outside of Gary. Like Gary's not that bad, guys, okay? Every gas station has bulletproof glass in it, okay? It's not just a thing in Gary. I will say one time I was out going with my friends and they were like, it must be really scary living outside of Gary. And I was like, no, not really. Like, you know, I've seen some crazy shit there. Like one time I saw a car blow up, but like everybody's seen that. And the look they gave me, and I was like, what? You've seen a car blow up, right? No. had in fact not seen a car blow up. I didn't have the courage to tell them that I've seen 2 cars blow up in Gary, so I figured just to leave that part out. Over the summer, about 3 days before I came down to Purdue, my mom had a stroke. She made me promise that I wouldn't tell jokes about her, but here we are. Can't keep promises, I'm sorry, Mom. Anyway, so my mom had a stroke, and she does this thing that I like to call stroke shaming, where she'll call me and tell me how horrible I am. So for example, she called me the other day and she said, Kelsey, I don't want you to be on the pill anymore because it raises your risk for a stroke. And I said, Mom, I don't think the pill's gonna give me a stroke. I think it's the pack of American spirits that I smoke every weekend. I think that's the big issue we should be going after right now. Then we can talk about the pill. I will say, when I start dating, I don't introduce people to my parents, I introduce them to my roommates. I have a roommate named Maggie. She's fucking crazy. Wish she was here tonight, but she's not. Anyways, Maggie's great. I brought a guy home like a week ago, and I introduced him to her. And first thing Maggie says, so when was the last time you cried? Didn't even fucking introduce herself. She's also like, how many people have you dated? What are your intentions with Kelsey? Like, I don't even have to bring them home to the parents to know if they're good or not. It just works that way. Dating in college has been interesting, though. I've noticed men in college come up with the weirdest excuses to be the worst partners ever. Like, you'll talk to a guy and he'll be like, yeah, you know, I'm just so shitty to men because I'm not over my ex-girlfriend. We dated in the 2nd grade. I was 7, she was 9. That was the best first kiss I ever had. Like, men will fully be 34 posting on Reddit, am I the asshole, being like, I've been married for 6 years and I have 7 kids, but I can't get over my high school girlfriend who I dated for 6 months. Maybe therapy would help? Maybe you should look into that, sweetheart. Jokes. Tough crowd tonight, guys. Tough crowd. You guys, ugh. You guys. I'm having a rough time up here. I guess I just don't like women in comedy who are just that.
You said the line.
Whatever. Anyways, that's my bit. Thank you guys so much.
Clip.
You gotta unclip it.
Other end.
Pinch the other end. Hey!
Great. What are you doing tonight? Okay. I wish I could say the same. I can't, unfortunately, because there's a squirrel that lives outside my door that thinks I'm stalking it. So, you know, it's strange because every single time I get back from class, it just stares at me like it's hiding something. And then it scrambles into a bush, which is even stranger because, you know, what else lives in those bushes? Government troops. So, you know, that can only mean one thing. Every single time you're getting wiretapped by the government, you know these people, make sure that you don't trust the next girl you meet. Speaking of creatures close to the ground, I was walking past a field the other day and I saw a kid sniffing a mushroom. I don't know about you, but you seem like a fun guy. I feel like humanity's got a lot to learn from this kid. I mean, like, it takes a certain amount of wisdom and, like, insight to not just eat the mushroom and sniff first. I appreciate that. Really inside of that hot topic, I recently found out the formula of what it takes to create a cult of personality. And firstly, you need to start off with a very specific type of person. So you can categorize people by the MBTI type or whatever, but I realized that's completely ineffective. There's actually only two types of people in this world. There are people who are made to be substitute teachers and people who are made to be normal teachers. So these are like your Buster Baxters versus your Arthur Reeds, or for your framers versus your signposts. And so every once in a while, you'll get someone who's meant to teach as a substitute teacher in a permanent teaching position, and that's how you end up with a cult. So, for example, in my 618 class, we have a professor named Professor Yeah, and so something tells me that he's the first time he's meant to. Well, the thing is about substitute teachers is you only need one glimpse of them in order to have that lasting impact the rest of your life. Torch is one of those guys, and you can. That's the first component. The second component is a bunch of sweaty CS majors and and yeah, that's it.
So, I don't know about you guys, but religion is very confusing, you know what I'm saying? I grew up Catholic, and I have to say, everything they introduced to me was just misinterpreted. For example, when I was 6 years old, they just like started showing me Jesus being crucified, and all I could think of was, holy shit, this guy's a six-pack? What the fuck? Now, okay, that wasn't what upset me, because it looked like he skipped leg day, so like I was kind of disappointed about that, right? But what upset me was all he had to do to get a six-pack was to get crucified, and I have to like go to the gym 5 times a day just to get it. That's what sucks, okay? I had a lot of weird thoughts growing up as a kid, all right? Like I always thought what would happen if God had social media, you know what I'm saying? Like what would happen if God had a YouTube channel, you know? He's just like doing unboxing videos for prayers. He's just there and he's just like, okay, what's up boys? We're gonna open this box, and this one is from Timmy, who says he wants to pray for his brother who's sick of cancer. We're gonna put that to the side, and let's look at the next one. And this one's from Johnny, who wants to get lit with the boys tonight. Hey, I got you Johnny, but you know who else has you? It's NordVPN. That's right, our sponsor today is NordVPN. I also thought, like, what would happen if God had a Twitch channel, you know? It's just like deciding who gets into heaven with like Twitch chat. It's like, all right, chat, did we let this guy into heaven? Yes or no? I'm gonna put a poll up, and 55% say yes, and 45% say no. Okay, it looks like you're coming up with us, Kanye. We're really happy to have you in here. Yeah. So my next joke is about constipation. Woo! Yeah, buckle your seatbelts in. So, basically, constipation is a very American problem, you know what I'm saying? And I thought, well, how can I solve a problem that's already been solved? So, you know how like when you're at the gym, right? And you have your friends cheering you on when you're trying to like hit a new PR? So I thought, what if, when you're on the toilet, right? All your friends are like surrounding you, like they do in Lion King, right? They're just surrounding you, and you're on the toilet, right? And they're just like cheering you on, you know? You're just there and you're like, hoorah! And like all your friends are like, come on, Jimmy, you can do it, I believe in you. And you're like, I can feel the power within, hoorah! And you're like, come on, you can do. Yeah, I knew this joke was gonna bomb. Moving on, silly bands. You guys remember silly bands? I remember silly bands. I remember my parents, they wanted to kill themselves after the silly bands session. I don't know what it was, but like, I was like a drug addict for silly bands, okay? Like, instead of having like needle pins like in my arm, I had like silly bands going up all the way to my bicep. It was a problem, okay? So like, when it was like recess time, right? Like all the people were like trying to trade silly bands. It was like people were like trying to trade coke, okay? Like it was like a problem, you know? And like there's this one story I remember that I saw afar. And, like these 2 kids are standing there, they're like, all right, I don't think this is P.S. watching anymore. Shit. Fuck man, you know what I had to do to be here? All right? The bicycle boys are after me, all right? And the glue snippers are not gonna be happy with me, all right? And the Mexicans? What, you wanna fuck with the Mexicans, huh? Okay, all right, I'm shook, bro. Shit. Fuck, man. All right. Okay, all right. How much for the rainbow silly band? 6 animal crackers? Are you out of your goddamn mind? I got cooties. You want me I can give you goodies, man. You know how when you like go to a concert, like they have like the person up there, it's like a celebrity, and they're like shouting out your state, right? Like they're like, oh yeah, give it up for Indiana, and like people start clapping. Why do people start clapping for Indiana? I'm serious right now. What is there to clap about Indiana? Yeah, woo! Cornfields! Fuck yeah, right? Like, is that a thing to be excited about? I don't think so. Somebody tell me, like, what is there to be excited about for Indiana?
Indy 500.
Oh yeah, right. Do they still do that? I don't know if they still do that. Or what else? Yeah. Okay, alright. What about you?
Wait, did you say corn?
Yeah, I said corn. I said corn, yeah. These two guys said corn, and that was the only thing they could think of. That's crazy. Most people say like, yeah, it's the people. And I'm like, I mean, if you say so, man, I don't know. Alright, that's all I got time for. Thanks so much.
Alright, once again, we are the Purdue stand-up comedy community. Those of you who survived, thank you so much for being with us. We have open mics all the time. If you're interested in performing, we've got workshops. Workshops? God damn, workshops. Listen, I'm your host. I'm high as shit. Have a good night.